Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem, live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. Um, I apologize for the late start. I got in pretty late this evening, guys. All right, we're not gonna waste any time. We're just gonna dive right on in. We're gonna start it off. We're gonna start off with AEW's All Out. It went down this past week, guys. So this past Saturday. What I'm gonna ask from you guys is to do this. We're gonna try to do this all rapid fire. I think we're just gonna try to pick up the pace here. So we're just gonna do that, and let's see. There we go. AEW 2020. All right, here we go. So with that said, we're gonna start it off with AEW. We started it off with big. Well, actually, it was first off we had. I guess it was. All right. Okay. We had in a pre-show fight Joey Janela versus Spectorito. Joey Janela won the match. Then we had the Private Party versus the Dark Order. Private Party gets the victory. I told you they were going to win it. Then we had Big Swole versus Dr. Britt Baker in the Tooth and Nail match. Big Swole won it in 10 minutes. So that started. Now, was the Big Swole versus Britt Baker the first fight of All Out?
First fight on the main card.
All right. Well, it was a cinematic fight. Do we want to talk about the match, guys, quickly, or do you just want to go right into it?
Well, what we're going to do here, you want rapid fire? I'll go as rapid fire as this. Fun, innovative stuff. Messy. Really messy. Also, it was also rushed. Though a longer match probably would have been for the worse. If anything, it wrapped up the feud effectively, and it frees both ladies up to move onward and upward in a division where they both had the potential to do some things. So, no rating.
All right, no rating. And I'm not hearing from Michael Bullock, so I guess we'll just move right along.
Actually, Fletch, I'm going to sit out this the all-out portion because I did not see it at all Saturday night. So,
all right, then we can then
free myself.
All right, no problem. So I guess it's me and Florio then. All right, Florio, then I guess we could actually ease up a little bit. We don't have to go like real rapid fire. We can do it a little quickly, but if you want to go into a little bit some details, you can. The Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express. Young Bucks wins the match in 14:50. Florio, it's yours.
Well, as far as that tooth and nail match, the tooth and nail match goes, that was about if I had to give it a rating, it would be 1.5 to 2. This was great. This was about 3.25 to 3.5 stars. Match of two stories told expertly by the men involved. First was the aggression, frustration, and downright cold-heartedness of the Bucks. They were not the fun-loving, cocky, and engaging stars we have come to know and love. They were instead nasty and cold. They were mean and determined, ruthlessly aggressive, and it was awesome. Conversely, Jurassic Express were resilient and explosive. They showed the type of heart Nick and Matt made their names on and nearly upset the all-time greats. Those two stories, coupled with some extraordinary in-ring action, came together to make for a fantastic opener. 3.25, 3.5 stars. MF, your thoughts?
3.25 stars. I thought it was an excellent match. Great way to jump it off, to really jump off the live in-ring action. Solid for what it was worth, and nothing more to add. Next match we had was the 21-man Casino Battle Royale. When it was all said and done, the winner was Lance Archer at 22 minutes and 15 seconds. It was a good, solid match. I think these Battle Royales, you never know how it goes. There was a horrible bump by Matt Sydal. Oh my god, he tried to do the shooting star press and under-rotated it and you want to talk about crash and burn. Holy shit. That was horrible to watch. 3 stars. I thought it was alright. Anthony, go.
Yeah, 3 stars. I mean, there was some solid storytelling throughout, including the latest chapter in the never-ending rivalry between Darby Allin and Team Taz, as well as the showdown between Brian Cage and Lance Archer. But it still suffered. It still suffered from some of the same tropes that plague battle royals. The body bag spot was tough to watch and probably tougher to take, while Jake the Snake using Eddie Kingston's fear of snakes against him late was a clever twist. One has to wonder if Archer's victory tips its hat to the potential. Well, it actually would somewhat tip its hat to the potential outcome of the main event. The likelihood that Archer versus MJF is a genuine main event heel versus heel match on either Dynamite or pay-per-view is extremely low. And making Moxley, I mean, that much more compelling. So really all there is to say on that. 3 stars. And yeah, that Seidel bump, yeah. That was, as we like to say, a dipsy-doo botcheroo, baby. And yeah, that, I mean, I thought it was going to be Miro Rusev being that Joker, but no, Matt Seidel. MF, your old friend, Evan Bourne, Matt Seidel, Wrestling Society X, that I know you used to love back in the day. So great to see him. I'm glad he's getting another shot. Let's move on.
Yeah, and then next up, well, the match that caused a lot of controversy. Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara in the Broken Rules match. Matt Hardy wins the match in 9 minutes, but Anthony, it was really the match itself. Matt Hardy taking a vicious bump, basically pretty much was out on his feet, looked like he was completely concussed, and boy did that cause a lot of problems for AEW, and they're still trying to deal with it as of tonight, especially after what happened tonight. A lot of people are not happy with AEW and the way they handled this match.
And that's why I have to call this match a dud. This was the worst fight of the night. I mean, damn shame because it had potential. But that spot, though, yeah, that killed it. The handling of this is going to be polarizing because of the well-being of Hardy, who Tony Khan said passed concussion protocol after the match, but went to a local hospital for precautionary reasons. It is clear there was some sort of audible called in between Aubrey Edwards waving the match off and the competitors returning to the arena and going right to the finish. People will question whether Hardy should have been permitted to climb the stage scaffolding, but the finish at least gave the feud the jaw-dropping end it deserved and helped get AEW out of the corner it had booked itself into by announcing Hardy would leave if he lost. The injury was scary and really calls into question if AEW should rein in its talent, even if it is ever so slight, as to avoid stuff like this, especially on the heels of the nasty powerbomb Darby Allin endured in the thumbtack body bag minutes earlier. So, I'm sorry, MF, I got to call this a dud. Worst fight of the night. Awful.
Yeah, and let me tell you, there hasn't been that many moments where AEW has gotten ripped by social media and everything else. They came after AEW. Like, the pitchforks and the tiki torches were out, and they were going after AEW hardcore. I mean, I've never seen everybody just dumping on AEW like this ever before. I mean, it was reckless, it was dangerous, it was horrible, the spot was bad. Ruby Sky absolutely tore apart AEW, which is Matt Hardy's wife. She went on a blistering attack, not only after AEW, but specifically Tony Khan, basically absolutely annihilating him on social media. I mean, it was without a doubt one of the most emphatic emphatic takedowns we've ever seen on social media. I mean, not for the faint of heart to read her comments. That's all I'm saying. With everything that went down, with everything that had incorporated with AEW. So I mean, yeah, like Anthony said, it was definitely it was one of the worst fights of the evening because if you saw the match, you like even everybody who has common sense would have yelled stop the match. Stop the match. There's no point for this to continue on. But they decided to finish the fight and finish the match as it is. And a lot of people are criticizing AEW. They're criticizing the doctors. They're going after Tony Khan. So trust me, the honeymoon phase is over with AEW. This is the most critical thing I've ever seen. Michael Bullock, come on in. You say you want to chime in. The floor is yours, my friend. What do you have to say about that incident?
Oh my gosh! When I saw the video of it, and I literally cringed. I mean, yeah, AEW. I think they deserve to get ripped for it. I mean, the way they handled the situation. To me, and I'm going to be quite honest with you guys. If I was the referee, I would have stopped the match. I would have stopped the match. I mean, and I would have sent Matt Hardy to the hospital immediately. Yeah, AEW, I mean, they could have handled this situation a lot better by stopping the match, and they did not do that. And that is why Matt Hardy's wife really went after everybody. And I read the comments, and I was like, whoa. I mean, I've never seen someone unleash a scathing rant like Matt Hardy's wife did. And I'll tell you this right now, guys, this makes AEW look so bad. I mean, Tony Khan should have came out with a statement right after the pay-per-view, or
Well, he did come out with the statement, Michael Bullock, but he was saying that Matt Hardy was fine. He was basically almost sweeping the fact that the concussion under the table, it sounded like, to me. That was another thing, and that's why a lot of people went after Tony Khan for those comments as well. And deservedly so. And I remember, I don't know if I remember correctly, but I do believe Derek Ferreira went after Tony Khan and ripped AEW for that as well. If I remember correctly, he went after AEW, calling them out on this as well. So, and you know, he's the biggest AEW mark, but at that moment, he was not happy with them. So, all right. So we're just going to move right along because we still got a lot to go. Next up we have was Haru Shida versus Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's title. Shida wins the match in 16:57. At the time, this was the fight of the night. This was an excellent women's match. 4 stars for me, and AEW got the right decision. They got the right winner. Shida deserved the win. She earned the right for the title. Like I said, Thunder Rosa had just debuted. It would have been a crying shame if they would have crowned Thunder Rosa the champion. But Shida wins. She keeps the title, but that doesn't necessarily mean Thunder Rosa's out of the picture. She'll get another opportunity down the line. But Shida keeps the reign going. Anthony Floyo, it's yours. This was an excellent, excellent women's match.
What's your rating on it?
4.
Yeah, 4. I agree. It was a good, hard-fought wrestling match between a champion still establishing herself as the face of the division and a challenger looking to steal the spotlight in her most significant performance to date. Thunder Rosa was as impressive, if not more so, than Hikaru Shida, and absolutely proved she belongs under lights as bright as the ones in AEW. She was great and would fit right in with the rest of the competitors. The match itself may have fallen apart ever so slightly late, perhaps due to a few extra minutes they did not expect to have as a result of Matt Hardy's injury moments earlier. Still, the women worked through it and delivered one of the better matches of the night to this point. And yes, at this point, it was the fight. At this moment of the show, it was the fight of the night, but it would not be. Spoiler alert. There will be another match later on that ended up stealing the damn show. But I can tell you that the next match we're going to get into, not quite, even though it did have, without question, the upset, the big shocker of the night, MF.
Yeah, big upset, big shocker of the night, as it was Matt Cardona, Scorpio Sky, and the Natural Nightmares, Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall, along with the Nightmare Sisters, Ali and Brandy Rhodes, and they went up against the Dark Order, Mr. Brody Lee, Cole Cabana, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson, along with Anna Jay. And the winners of the bout in 15 minutes and 10 seconds was Matt Cardona, Scorpio Sky, and the Natural Nightmares. Anthony, what in the hell? You were absolutely praising the Dark Order, calling them the biggest stable, that they had all this momentum. They lost both their matches at All Out. Talk about there goes that magical run.
Well, I mean, it is what it is, and they obviously did it to set up a championship committee moment. That's what they did. So this probably went a little longer than it needed to, but it was still a high energy tag match that put Rhodes over to set up a TNT championship match against Mr. Brody Lee, which we will review at the end of this program. And at the same time, planted the seeds for Colt Cabana's eventual dismissal from the Dark Order. After a triumphant last month, Dark Order faced adversity here at All Out. How will the group rebound? That's the question AEW's creative forces must answer, beginning with the Exalted One's title defense against Dustin tonight on Dynamite, which we'll address at the end. Good match that put the seemingly unstoppable heel faction on the defensive. 3 to 3.25 stars. That's the best I can go. But MF, yeah, this was for me, this was without question the shocker of the night. No other way.
All right, and then we go into the AEW World Tag Team title match, as it was FTR versus Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page, winners of the bout in 29 minutes and 40 seconds, and the new AEW World Tag Team Champions, FTR, Cash Wheeler, Dak Harwood. Fight of the night. What a match. Holy freaking crap. What a battle. What a war. Easily 4.5 to 5 stars. I don't know if we can give it the full 5, but I'm sure as hell gonna say 4.5 to 4.75. But this was a freaking great match. That's it. It's over. There's really nothing more to add. The title changed hands. Florio, go. I know this is fight of the night.
Yes, it is. 4.5 to 4.75 of a star. Not quite the 5, but I mean, great match. I mean, the effort was, all 4 guys worked their asses off. The drama after the match with Omega walking out, and man, Shakespearean drama at its absolute finest. The near falls, the moves, just everything was amazing. And not quite the fight of the year. That's still Omega and Hangman against the Bucks from Revolution. That's still the show stealer of the year, but this came pretty darn close. A couple more minutes and a couple of more moves and near falls here and there, then I think we would have had it. But right team won. It's about time. And now that they have the World Tag Team Championship, I hope and pray that these two get just as long a run as Hangman and Omega did, or at least a run longer than any of their previous reigns in WWE, where they were criminally, and I do mean criminally, underutilized. So about damn time. MF, let's go.
Next up we had was Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho in the Mimosa Mayhem match, as it was Orange Cassidy dumping Chris Jericho into the Mimosa to win it. Florio, what do you say about this match?
Time of the fall, first of all.
15-15.
15-15.
Yeah, 15-15 Mockingbird Lane. Right where the monsters live.
Maryland. That's it. Okay. This was okay. Three to 3.25 stars again. Cassidy and Jericho had better matches against each other on Dynamite, including the one in which Cassidy got over the proverbial hump by defeating Le Champion. That probably should have ended the feud, but since it did not, this was a suitable conclusion of the program. The teases were done well. Cassidy firing up finally woke the crowd up, and they popped for the finish. Could the match have been better without the handcuffs of the gimmick? Sure. But it was what it was. The performers did the absolute best they could with what they had to work with. Hopefully, this was the end of the issues between these two, because there is absolutely nothing else Tony Khan and company can squeeze out of this. So, 3 to 3.25 stars. There was a little element of drama there, you know, who was going to go in, who was going to drop in, and MF, like I told you in the preview, it all came down to the visual. I saw the visual of Jericho getting dumped, and sure enough, I was right. Your thoughts?
Solid match, 3.25 stars. There's really nothing more to add here. So main event, AEW World Title match on the line. Jon Moxley versus MJF, where the paradigm shift was illegal. However, the winner of the bout in 23 minutes and 40 seconds was Jon Moxley. He successfully defends the AEW title. Fine that he won it, but the way he won it, oh boy, we got problems.
Oh.
Heat
from me. He'll heat from me. No doubt about that. I mean, it would be, what's the purpose of this? Blah, 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 you know.
Yeah. Well, this would have been, well, first off, Wardlow tried to have MJF use the ring on him, and no, MJF couldn't get to it. Moxley saw that because the referee's back was turned to Wardlow to get him off the rope. He hooks him up, double arm, paradigm shift on MJF. Illegal move. You're not supposed to use that, Moxley. You know that. He clearly broke the rules here. But 1, 2, 3, Moxley successfully defends the title. 3 stars for the match. I'm penalizing it because of the blatant cheating by Moxley. But, you know, he has an out. Ref never saw it, so he can't say anything about it. And plus, if it was a DQ finish, it probably would have been even worse for us. But, whatever the case may be, Anthony, it's yours. Holy freaking crap, man.
I was a little worried, to be honest with you, MF. I mean, because I thought you were going to praise the match, but like a lot of people are doing. I've seen a lot of reviews. I'm sorry, folks. You're overrating the hell out of this. We're going to tell it like it is. 2.5 stars for me. I'm sorry. It worked in some spots, such as MJF targeting the arm in hopes of applying the salt of the earth and not in others. But here comes where I'm going to really punch you in the mouth here. Too long, lacked a sense of urgency, featured unnecessary blood. Furthermore, Moxley had to go against the rules of the bout to beat a guy that has been portrayed repeatedly as a cheater himself. The post-match set up Moxley versus Archer, but one would assume MJF will remain in the title hunt by way of the controversial finish to this match. If this match was any indication, the last thing we need is another match between Moxley and MJF anytime soon. Very disappointed. 2.5 stars. MF, you wanted me to tell it like it is? I just did. Go.
Why don't you hit me with the overall review?
7.5. I mean, good show, yeah, but there was definitely some questionable things here, some things I didn't really, the World Tag Team Championship, I mean, that definitely saved the show, no question about it, as well as that women's matchup as well, and those were the 2 bright spots here. Some of the other matches could have been better. I mean, man, that main event. Oh my God. I mean, I some of the reviews that I've read, some have rated this between 4 and 4.25 stars. Did that look like a 4 to 4.25 star match to you? No, it did not. I know what a 4 to 4.25 star match looks like. That, my friend, was not a 4 to 4.25 star match. yes, Bullock, I understand. I know you're gonna, you know, I know how you feel about that one, but anyways, this was kind of what we've come to expect from AEW. There were flashes of greatness, Shida and Rosa, and FT and the World Tag Team titles, but some disappointments such as Moxley MJF, some matches going too long, and some things that were flat out awful. The tooth and nail match and the Matt Hardy situation, those couple of duds hold this back. But outside of it, it was a strong show. Trim a few minutes off the Dark Order tag and give us a less lackluster main event, and you're looking at a much better show. So, and I'm even reading some reviews, and some of the reviews are actually ripping the World Tag Team title match, saying that went too long and that overstayed its welcome. No, honey. That's all there is to say on that. I don't know what you guys were watching, but you're not going to please everybody. That's what we come to expect. But it is what it is. But there was still some good, even though there were some other disappointing things. So I'll give this 7 to 7.5. But at the absolute worst, it would have been a 6.5. So nothing more to say. MF, let's get to you, and then let's get going here.
6.5 for me. That's the official rating I'm giving the show. Was it It was nowhere near perfection. It was good. It was fine. I really got nothing more to add on that. So we're gonna go rapid fire on this one because it is NXT. We're gonna get going on this one, guys. So was NXT. And let me see, where is it? I'm trying to find it. Oh, that's an audio review. Come on, where are you? Impact. Where is this NXT? All right, here we go. NXT. Here we go. We started it off with. Oh, well, what the hell? Let's start it with a banger. Michael Bullock, I know you're going to be really happy with this because this was for the vacant NXT title. Finn Balor versus Adam Cole, winner of the bout, 23 minutes, 9 seconds, and the undisputed NXT World Champion, Finn Balor. He wins the title. Holy freaking crap. 4.5 to 5 stars. Many people are giving this a 5-star rating. Many people on social media gave this a 5-star rating. This was an amazing match. They blew the doors off this one. There's really nothing more to add. Anthony Florio, it is yours, my friend.
Fight of the night. It's going to be between 4.5 to 4 3/4 for me. While they took a while to get going, that's why. Balor and Cole brought their all to this contest. It was a great back-and-forth title match that made more sense as an opener than the main event. The two were able to ramp up the night, leading to an especially exciting home stretch. The Prince may not rave for long, but he was the right choice to carry the belt. After an up-and-down return to NXT, Balor was in need of a big win. This solidifies his return to the black and gold brand. He can now prove his worth against the up-and-coming stars in NXT. And oh, by the way, I had him winning, so made me look good. 4.5, 4 3/4. The only reason I'm not giving it 5 is because they did start off a little slow, but once they got going, no stopping them. So Michael Bullock, you got a brand new champion, Finn Balor. How do you feel about that? You good with that?
I'm good with that. I mean, it doesn't make sense to put the title back on Adam Cole after he had a pretty historic run with it. So 4.5 to 5, I'm giving it. I mean, and thank goodness that we had a clean finish, because, I mean, if we didn't have any, I would have gone off. But thank goodness we got a clean finish here. Yeah, Finn Balor needed this win. I mean, it's been an up and down time for him in his return to NXT, but now he's definitely got the big up now with regaining the NXT championship, and I think he's the first 2-time NXT champion in the history of that brand.
No.
Yeah. No. Cole.
Samoa Joe.
Cole.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, that's
Joe
right.
Nakamura.
I forgot I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
Joe
All right,
Nakamura.
so move on, Flex. Yeah,
All
so
right.
move on, Flex.
All right, no problem, guys, no problem. Next fight that we have, we're just gonna blow right by this. Velveteen Dream versus Ashanti the Adonis. Velveteen Dream wins this in the minute 35. That's a blow by, no problem there. Next up, we had was Bronson Reed against Austin Theory. Bronson Reed wins the match in 10 minutes and 48 seconds. We're not gonna blow by this, Florio. We're gonna park it here for you, my friend. You've been very high on Bronson Reed. He proved it again last night.
He certainly did. And despite the time they had, this was a forgettable clash of talented stars. Theory and Reed, they're not really well suited to work together. Their chemistry was off throughout the bout, but both men did what they could with the spotlight. Matches like this are important for Reed. He can build himself up in competitive clashes that have meaning. Theory certainly was not ready to defeat the Colossal, and he still has work to do to rebuild himself in NXT after that disastrous run he had on Raw. So, yeah, he was not ready for the big time yet. He needs a lot more seasoning before he can go back to Raw or maybe even go to SmackDown if whatever happens. But solid 3 stars, about three and a quarter stars for the effort. Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll give it about three. I'll give it 3 stars for the effort. Nice win for Bronson Reed. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's really nothing more to add. Fletch, it's yours.
3 stars, solid match. Really nothing more to add, so we're just gonna blow right by. We had Roderick Strong versus Killian Dane. Roderick Strong wins the match in 3 minutes, but I want to get into the main event. It was the steel cage match. Mercedes Martinez versus Rhea Ripley, the winner of the bout in 14 minutes, 21 seconds. Welcome to her brutality, the Nightmare. Rhea Ripley wins the match. Michael Bullock, it's yours, my friend. Rhea is back.
And she's proven why she is the toughest, the meanest, and the biggest badass female in NXT. And Mercedes Martinez found out the hard way. I'm going to give this 3.5 to 4. This was definitely it was a physical match. It was everything what we expected out of this. I mean, you didn't see any wrestling in this. I mean, this was as we Fletch, you always like to call be a man fight. This was a be a woman fight, and this was indeed that. And yeah, that little dope Robert Stone got exactly what he deserved after. I mean, trying to stick his nose in that business. I mean, thank goodness Rhea Ripley took him out for a little bit before Mercedes Martinez put a stop to it. So, yeah, she's definitely back. So nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
3.5 to 4. This was freaking awesome, man. What a match. I was on pins and needles the whole way through. I was pretty amped after everything that went down in the match. And then for Rhea to win this, big win for Rhea. She needed this. This is a bounce back win. This puts her right back in line for maybe a possible title match down the line where she could be looking at possibly Io Shirai. But even though I think the Mercedes Martinez thing is not over by a long shot, and we're not gonna totally bury the hatchet here, but it is definitely this is definitely a major situation. So I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see how this plays out. Anthony, this to me, fight of the night. Co-fight of the night besides, second best fight of the night besides the world title match.
Second best fight of the night, 3 3/4 to 4 stars. This contest was everything it promised to be. The bell rang and the physicality was off the charts. The two were ready to destroy each other at every turn. Neither woman wanted to leave the cage, just hurt the other. The work of both women solidified why they are so important to NXT. They bring a unique style that works in the main event at a level no one else could. Even though this was their first fight, it felt like the culmination of many legendary battles. Typically, WWE booking would have indicated this was Martinez's match to win, but Ripley is still the priority in NXT. She will not lose often, even against rising top talent. Martinez can recover from the loss thanks to a top-notch main event spotlight and the fact that Mercedes Martinez is now no longer a member of the Robert Stone brand. She got served with a restraining order. So, yeah, good. That's all I can say is good. She did not belong in that faction anyway. She's way too talented. And now that she's no longer with that Ham and Eggers brand, hopefully, even with this loss, hopefully they'll build her up the way she should be built up, and that is as a badass monster heel competitor. So get her out of the Stone brand while you can, and let's build her up the way she should have been built all along. So good for you, darling. Good for you. Move on.
Yeah, there's really nothing more to add. Let's just get into the final thoughts. I guess I'll lead off on this. This was look. The beginning of the beginning of the night with the NXT title match and the main event alone made this show what it was. Now, there was 2 squash matches, a decent match in the middle. So you pencil that in all together, this was easily 7 out of 10. I mean, you give the highest of high ratings is really for the fact that the jump off was the NXT title match, and you give that almost 30 minutes of actual airtime with with everything that started. The first 30 minutes just blew the doors off it. Then you had your little hour of whatever you want to call it, and then you back end it with the cage, which took another 30 minutes of viewing. Dude, the first 30 and the last 30 is all you need to see of NXT this week. You could get a little bit of the Bronson Reed match if you want, but I say that there's 30 minutes you want to see, skip through about an hour of programming, and then watch the final 30 of NXT, because that's the reason why the show was amazing. 7 out of 10 for me. Anthony, it's yours.
7.5 out of 10. Let me see. This had potential to be a fantastic show. It started with a very good match and it ended with a hell of a main event. Plus, we have a new NXT champion in Finn Balor. There's quite a lull in the middle holding it back, though. Reed Theory is good, but the other matches just excited, and the Gargano House stuff was pretty lame. Still, very good show this week. So 7.5 out of 10. Bullock, quickly, and then we'll get into Dynamite for the night.
7.5 out of 10. I mean, like you said, the main event and the beginning really was what made the show tonight. So, yeah, there's really nothing more said. Let's get into AEW Dynamite, and I'll be quite honest, I had a tough time trying to focus on that and tonight's Celtics-Raptors game.
Oh my God, the Celtics-Raptors! What the hell, guys? Really? You went that? Oh man, I wish we were doing a strictly sports program tonight, because we would be waxing poetic, praising the living daylights out of that game.
5 stars.
That game was 5 stars and beyond. It's the best game in the NBA bubble, and practically, I'll even say it, the best playoff game of this 2020 NBA playoffs. Like, that's how good this game was. All right, so let's jump right off. We had Jurassic Express versus the Lucha Bros. Jurassic Express knocks them off. They win the match in 11 minutes and 32 seconds. Yeah, I mean, solid opener. I'll get us about maybe 2.5. A little on the fringe of 3, but more 2.5 to me, because it was sloppy in certain areas. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't, it wasn't like a home run hit, but I mean, it was solid. It was all right. Nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
I'm actually going to give it a solid 3. This was a high-energy match that never gave the audience an opportunity to become disengaged. The action was smooth, the work of all involved was seamless, and Jungle Boy scoring such a quality win was a nice touch. The post-match manipulation by Eddie Kingston only helped strengthen his hold over the Lucha Bros, Butcher and the Blade, as he looks to root himself in the foundation of AEW's tag team division. His claim about the casino battle royale also hints at his own selfish aspirations, for which he will use any and all around him. Great way to start the show. Solid 3 stars. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. This was a solid 3-star match for me. I mean, nice win for the Jurassic Express. I mean, and yeah, Kingston basically tried to keep the Lucha Bros intact because there was a little bit of some dysfunction. So nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
All right, guys. So, next up we had was Angelico versus Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy wins the match in 2 minutes and 42 seconds. We're just going to blow by that. We're not even going to talk about it. But we do need to talk about this. Okay, so as many of you guys know, Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford have announced that they're going to be getting married soon. Well, they said that they were going to reveal who the best man of the wedding's going to be. Well, after a couple of, whatever you want to call it, psych outs, whatever, we didn't get a psych out. We got ourselves a massive bombshell that got dropped on us. It is Mikos, a.k.a. Rusev, formerly of WWE. Crowd goes nuts. Social media explodes. Anthony Florio, you started going with this Mikos Day. Oh my God. Holy cow. Mikos is now all elite.
Correction, it's Miro.
Miro, sorry.
Yeah, not Mikos. But nonetheless, this well, there was another segment in the show that came off really well as well, and that was that little Matt Hardy address. I mean, that came out really good. That was a great heartfelt address from him and a testament to his connection with the fans. And you got to give Matt Hardy kudos for handling a difficult situation with grace, and could have gone a couple of different ways, but it was short, sweet, to the point. Hopefully in the near future, it'll set him up for great things. Now, as far as this is concerned, this was another segment of the night here. Like a post pay-per-view episode of Raw or SmackDown, AEW delivered a big surprise with the debut of Miro. The crowd was red hot. The performer was energized in a way we have not seen in quite some time. And the segment came off as a big deal for both Miro and the company alike. The one person who will benefit exponentially from the newly formed friendship, Kip Sabian, who can benefit from increased television time in association with the newcomer. Miro still has a star in the industry, and Superbad has the potential to share in that star by way of his partnership, and rightfully so. The young Brit is far too talented to continue watching from ringside as others do what he should be. So, a great segment here, no doubt about it. And Michael Bullock, you dropped it in our messenger chat. I mean, you beat me to it. I was ready to do the same thing, but Bullock beat me to it. So, yes, Bullock, it is official. Miro is all elite.
And as you said, Florio, it's about damn time. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see where they go with this, especially with Miro now that he's in AEW. So, yeah, so good for him, and hopefully he gets a good run in AEW. So, yeah, there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, I mean, with Miro now joining All Elite Wrestling, that was the biggest, that was a bomb. It was a bomb. Nobody saw it coming. We heard rumors that Miro was going to be at All Out, didn't show up, so we're like, what's going to happen now? Is he coming? Is he not coming? Oh, he came all right. Oh boy, did he show up. What a bomb that we got tonight, and it was awesome. All right, so next up we had was a no DQ match, tag team match, Jake Hager and Chris Jericho versus Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss, winners of the bout in 10 minutes and 11 seconds. Jericho and Hager, I believe this goes to Michael Bullock, so Bullock, it is all yours.
Yeah, to me, I mean, I think this was a fine match. I'll give it about maybe 2.5 stars, but yeah, I mean, after the match, basically Chris Jericho and said that him and Jake Hager are entering in the tag team division and hopefully will one day become the AEW World Tag Team Champions. Now, whether that happens or not, that remains to be seen. So, yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
I could actually see Jericho and Hager walk out with the belts at some point. I do. Not right now, but definitely in the very near future. 2.5 stars. I thought it was all right. I mean, a lot of times you don't really see anything amazing about it, but this is still. It was all right. It was fine for what it was worth. So, Florio, it's yours.
All right. Here, all right. Now, let me just get this one quick thing off my chest, and that is, I still think that Sonny Kiss is a fruit booty. However, every single one of his performances is a breakout performance. He has been money since that TNT Championship match against Cody earlier in the summer. As the gutsy underdog babyface here, he was fantastic and showed off the flair and in-ring charisma of a star in the making. Janela continued to show that pitbull mentality, that never say die attitude that made him a cult favorite of indie fans on full display. He took a big bump, put over the teamwork of Jericho and Hager in the process, making his contribution key to the story of the match. Jericho and Hager as top contenders to the tag titles is certainly an interesting booking decision, particularly given the depth of that division. Do we really need another team made up of singles stars at the top of that particular roster? Not quite yet, but maybe. Maybe down the road. I don't know. But 2.5 to 3, that's what I'm going to give it. So nothing more to say. MF, let's move on.
All right. After that, we had a lot of promo stuff. So first up, we had the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. He cut a promo. Then we had FTR cutting their promo about being the World Tag Team Champions. Both were fine. I'm not going to go too much into that. Then we had a match. Tay Conti versus Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose won the match in 5 minutes and 32 seconds. I mean, Tay Conti officially made it official that she's now all elite as well. Added to another woman into the women's division. Not bad. Good. To get Nyla Rose, I mean, all right, fine match. I'm not gonna waste any more time with that. But there was a couple of things that. Then we had a promo or an interview with Kenny Omega. I mean, it was all right with that as well. So now we got a lot of announcements that needs to be made. So first, Jon Moxley will defend the AEW World Title against Lance Archer, and it is set for the anniversary show that's going to be 1 month from now. It's going to be on October 14th, the anniversary show. Plus, next week, for the first time ever in AEW history, they are going to have a second women's title match that's not AEW sanctioned. That's right. Just like not too long ago when Kenny Omega defended the Triple A Mega Copion title on the line, Ivelisse will fight Thunder Rosa for the NWA Women's title. History in the making. Next week on AEW Dynamite. Now, this is going to either be on Wednesday or Thursday. Check your local listings because we don't know what's going to happen with the NBA playoffs. At that time, that's going to be right around the time of the Western Conference Finals. So, depending on the time, depending on the day, we will find out. It's either going to be next Wednesday night or next Thursday night. We don't know as of yet. So, we go into the main event of the evening. It was for the TNT title Mr. Brody Lee versus Dustin Rhodes. Winner of the bout in 11 minutes and 47 seconds. And still, the TNT champion, Mr. Brody Lee, the Exalted One, wins the match. Fine main event. Decent main event. It was a good match. I could give this easily about another 3.5 stars. I thought it was fun for what it was worth. The ending, not too great or not too much to talk about. It does reestablish the Dark Order as a little bit of a powerful team. It looks like they're trying to regain the momentum that they lost it all out. So, I mean, this was a nice first step. Anthony, it's yours.
To me, this was the fight of the night. 3.5 stars. This was a physical battle between two big, tenacious badasses who beat the hell out of each other in some oppressive heat in the name of winning. Lee picked up the victory, but it was not without Dustin getting his own fair share of offense in. As important to the ongoing story of the Dark Order as anything was Lee dismissing Cabana, confusing him and leaving Evil Uno to explain away his actions. Might it end up biting Lee, who could lose Cabana in the long run? Maybe. Might it strengthen Cabana's connection to the group? Possibly. That there are questions to answer and intrigue surrounding the group is an enormous improvement over the state of Dark Order found itself in at the end of 2019. But still, this was a great, great main event. 3.5 stars. Fight of the night. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, 3.5 stars. This to me was the fight of the night. I mean, you guys pretty much touched on everything, so let's get to the overall thoughts.
Anthony Florio, you lead off, my friend.
7 out of 10. That's the correct rating for this. Admittedly, tonight wasn't as dramatically intense, balls to the wall, action-packed show that we're used to. But I have to admit that I find this to be more than okay. And, you know, AEW continues to do the right thing in terms of, you know, the ebb and flow of episodic television while still giving enough to keep, you know, at least us happy on any given Wednesday. Take the opening match with the Jurassic Express and the Lucha Bros. I mean, stellar match. The Bros had some great sequences. The win was a bit of a surprise, and if that was the opener of an indie show, it would have been a great way to open it. But since we're on TV, there's a story to tell outside of the ring, though. So that's all there is to say on that. And, you know, that was a great way to start. Main event, fight of the night, no doubt about it. We had some great segments as well. I mean, that was a great, a wonderful address by Matt Hardy. That was the tug on the heart moment of the night. Miro with a big debut, that was great. And some other things could have been better, but you know, it wasn't quite the overwhelming success I was hoping it would be. I mean, after the All Out event, but you know, it is what it is. Solid 7. That's all there is to say. Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a solid 7 for me as well. Yeah, there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, it's yours.
And yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was solid. I thought it was well done. Pretty good show. Nothing more to add. And ladies and gentlemen, we are done. That's it. We're done. We're out of here. So tomorrow night, we are going to have a special edition of Strictly Sports. We're going to be doing College Football Thursday. It's back, guys. 8 games on the docket. It's probably going to be a pretty quick show. I don't think we're going to have 6. So 6 games on the docket. So
top 25, right?
Yes.
It's 6.
So 6 games. We're going to get into it. Like we said, because of it being interconference, it is only SEC and I believe SEC and ACC right now. So
ACC and Big 12.
ACC and Big 12 just to get out of just to start. I know SEC will jump in eventually. I think in a couple of weeks they jump in.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks they jump in, and then of course at that point Pac-12 and Big 10, the remaining 2 of the Power 5, they're going to be doing their seasons a little bit later on. As a matter of fact, I think I heard Big 10 is going to be in October now. So that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that they might be pushing it closer and closer to October, which is great if they do that. Hopefully they'll get in, but we'll wait and see. Pac-12 right now, they're out. They're not even doing anything in the fall. They already said they're done. They're not even doing anything in the fall. So we got nothing for them. ACC and Pac and Big 12 are gonna jump in first. They're gonna dip their feet into the water, and then SEC will jump in eventually. So we'll have that 6 games on the docket on the top 25 scale. So we got that. Friday, Cerebral Smack Talk. Saturday, NFL Saturday. It's back, y'all. We're going to recap the opening night game and do the remaining 15 games on the docket from Sunday to Monday night, the 2 Monday night games as well. So we got a long way to go, guys. We're not done yet, y'all. So I hope you enjoyed tonight. Thank you, Anthony Floyo. Thank you, Michael Bullock, as always. Thank you guys, as always. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night at 10:30 Eastern for another edition of Strictly Sports. But until then, you know the routine. Hug the hand, pounds. And so long, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.